Seoul has become one of the world's most viral destinations, a place powered by K-pop, K-dramas, street fashion, neon streets, and a cultural confidence that has captivated millions. But in 2025, more travelers quietly admit that Seoul feels different from what they expected. For years, the city's global image was built on flawless aesthetics, spotless cafes, perfectly dressed crowds, trendy neighborhoods, and emotional storylines carried by Korean media. But behind that polished fantasy lies a reality many Western tourists don't discuss openly. Seoul is loud, fast, crowded, and emotionally intense in a way that catches first-time visitors off guard. What looks beautiful from afar can feel overwhelming up close, and many travelers describe the experience as exciting but exhausting. The city's most famous neighborhoods, Hongdae, Myeongdong, Gangnam, Itaewon, deliver the energy people expect, but they also feel commercial, curated, and repetitive. Travelers say that after a couple of days, the glamour starts to feel manufactured. The pressure to look perfect is real in Seoul, and some tourists feel that weight the moment they step out into the city. The culture's emphasis on appearance, etiquette, and order can create an invisible tension. Visitors don't know how to navigate. Even the social atmosphere feels different from what Western travelers expect. Locals are polite, but Seoul is not a city built on emotional warmth. It is built on efficiency, speed, and subtle social rules that can confuse outsiders. Many visitors describe the city as impressive, but emotionally distant. They love the food, the fashion, the modernity, but struggle to connect with the deeper rhythm of daily life. At the same time, Seoul's rising prices are surprising tourists. The once affordable street stalls, taxis, and cafes now rival Western prices, and some nightlife experiences cost more than their equivalents in Tokyo or Singapore. The growing cost of travel creates an emotional dissonance. The city still markets itself as accessible, but the reality feels increasingly premium, and not everyone feels the value matches the hype. The crowds make things harder too. Myeongdong is packed from morning to night. Hongdae feels like a festival every day, and popular restaurants have lines long enough to test anyone's patience. Seoul's popularity also means many experiences feel standardized. The same photo spots, same cafe concepts, same menu styles, and same aesthetic dominate Instagram and TikTok. Visitors who come seeking something unique sometimes leave wondering why everything felt so similar. The version of Seoul sold online is a formula, and once you've seen it, much of the city starts to blend together. But beneath all this, the real story is more nuanced. Seoul hasn't lost its charm. It has simply hidden it behind a tourism culture built on trends, content creation, and surface-level experiences. First-time visitors who follow viral itineraries often miss the best of Seoul entirely. They see a city designed for photos, not for emotional connection. Yet if you step away from the trending paths, a different Seoul emerges. Quieter, warmer, more authentic, and far more meaningful. Neighborhoods like Seocheon, Ikseon-dong, Uljiro, Yeonnam-dong, and Mangwon whisper a Seoul that feels personal rather than performed. This is the Seoul locals love. Slow evenings at tiny restaurants, late-night walks by the Han River, hidden bars down nameless alleys, and traditional markets where time moves differently. Travelers who seek these places discover a city that still holds depth, beauty, and emotional truth. But those who chase the viral version of Seoul often leave feeling confused about why their experience didn't match the hype. The question, is Seoul worth visiting? Doesn't have an easy answer, because it depends on what kind of traveler you are. And the deeper truth becomes clear in the next half of the story. Part 2. The Seoul travelers don't see until later. The biggest reason Seoul feels complicated in 2025 is expectations. Western travelers arrive expecting romance, softness, warmth, and cinematic moments, the kind found in K-dramas or K-pop videos. But the real Seoul is tougher, sharper, and more emotionally guarded than the fantasy version. The culture is polite, but not intimate, efficient, but not expressive. This emotional gap shapes the entire travel experience. Visitors love the aesthetics, but struggle to access the soul beneath the surface. Seoul's nightlife also feels different than expected. Itaewon and Gangnam still burst with energy, but costs are higher, crowds denser, and the vibe more competitive than welcoming. Some tourists describe nightlife as fun but intense, while others say it feels like a social arena rather than a place to relax. Standing out in Seoul can feel uncomfortable. Blending in is often easier. Food culture remains incredible, but even here, the hype can overwhelm the reality. Viral restaurants attract massive lines while better, quieter spots sit empty just a few blocks away. Seoul's true food magic is still found in family-run eateries and old markets, but few tourists look beyond trending cafes, aesthetic chains, and influencer-approved hotspots. Public transportation is world-class, yet navigating it during rush hours feels like a survival challenge. Visitors describe being pressed into crowds so tightly that it feels disorienting. Even simple interactions, ordering food, asking directions, entering a store, come with subtle social expectations many Westerners don't fully understand. This doesn't make Seoul bad, it makes it complex. And complexity is something modern tourism doesn't always know how to handle. But here's the part travelers rarely talk about. Seoul becomes rewarding when you stop trying to chase a perfect itinerary, when you let the city unfold at its own pace. The magic appears in unexpected places, a tiny coffee stall in Myeongdong, a late-night walk through Songpa, a quiet temple in the hills behind the city, a conversation with a vendor at a local market. Seoul's beauty lives in contrasts. High-tech towers beside ancient palaces, ultra-modern fashion across from century-old hanok alleys, luxury malls next to old food markets, neon nightlife beside peaceful riverside parks. Travelers who embrace those contrasts fall in love with Seoul in a deeper way. They stop comparing it to the fantasy version and start appreciating the real one. But those who arrive expecting constant excitement, friendliness, and easy emotional connection often leave unsure whether the trip was truly worth it. The truth is simple: Seoul is worth visiting, but only if you understand what the city actually is. It's not Japan, it's not Thailand, it's not Bali, it's not Singapore. Seoul is Seoul. Fast, stylish, intense, modern, beautiful, overwhelming, guarded, and endlessly fascinating. It rewards curiosity, patience, and emotional openness. It punishes unrealistic expectations and rushed itineraries. So is Seoul worth visiting in 2025? Absolutely, but only for travelers willing to meet the city on its own terms. In seeking the polished fantasy, a traveler might overlook the vibrant street life and the warmth of its people. Embracing the real Seoul allows one to discover authentic experiences that transform understanding. Ultimately, it's through these genuine encounters that the essence of Seoul reveals itself, leaving travelers with memories that linger long after they've returned home. The city's heartbeat resonates in the stories shared and the connections formed, forging a bond that lasts a lifetime. In the heart of the city, gleaming skyscrapers tower over ancient temples, while bustling markets overflow with vibrant colors and scents that tell stories of generations past. Seoul breathes life into every corner. In this vibrant tapestry, the past collides with the future, harmonizing in a cacophony that captures both tradition and innovation. It's this unique blend that seduces visitors, leaving them enchanted by Seoul's multifaceted charm and inviting them to explore deeper into its heart. In every corner, there lies a story waiting to be uncovered, inviting those adventurous enough to delve deeper into its vibrant culture. The enchantment of Seoul captivates all. Seoul, with its rich heritage and modern dynamism, constantly reveals layers of beauty that await the curious explorer. As you meander through its streets, the city's pulse quickens, promising memories that will linger long after you've departed.